gotta make sure I don't go and like, play any videos or whatever.
Yeah, you don't go and like, just like play that Persona 5 off in the background. Did you like, it's like, oh yeah, if you like do Persona 5 stuff, you could get like effing like copyright stricken and stuff and they can screw up your channel?
Yeah, I'm gonna stream it anyways.
Yeah.
I like Screw Atlas and the Stegosaurus running it.
I'm like, I need to meme it somehow. Like, I need to put that on like the Braveheart Goes With Everything channel. Just hard Persona 5 memes. And in the background you see like the Stegosaurus. Like, I'm sure I'd find some way to make that work. I just need to find the right memes to like, what I really need to do is like finish up. There's like a video I was like making for that, where it was like, oh, the part 2. And I edited it all up, and I was like ready to send it out. It was just like, oh hey, My Hero Academia footage is like blocked worldwide for some reason. And it's like, oh, awesome. All these big movies I'm using, and like, that's what gets caught. Amazing.
I figured it'd just be blocked in China.
Yeah. So like, I have an idea for like what to replace it with. I'm not sure how funny it'll be, but like, it's conceptually funny to me at least. Just because of like what it is. So like, hopefully that works out.
Also, somehow I missed the fact that Mimi has red streaks in her hair.
Yeah, that's like a thing now, isn't it?
I didn't notice watching the episode.
Yeah, because like her hair used to be like tan, wasn't it?
No, it was pink.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure Mimi always had pink hair.
Yeah, like, hang on a sec.
Look it up. Oh, it's okay. No, you're right.
Yeah, it was like it was like a sandy, like light brown or whatever, right?
She's almost a brunette.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay, it didn't go pink until Adventure 2.
Yeah, and is this let me like open something up real quick, because like I'm trying to see like from this archive if this pic of like effing Mimi with Palmon's face is like, oh, this is actually taking a bit. Oh jeez. Oh, this was a mistake. It was a mistake. Okay, here we go. That, well, it kind of helps. Kind of helps a bit.
I'm gonna send you an image.
Yeah, I just wanted to do it the hard way. Don't ask why. I thought it'd be faster. I thought it would be faster, dang it.
It's like a very light brown.
Yeah. Either way, she definitely got to America and just like went all out.
Well, the implication seems to be that she's from America.
Is it? I thought like Mimi was from Japan and she like moved there because she was like, like at the law, wasn't she? Like when they were all kids, she was like, in Japan.
Yeah, you know what? It's just the wording in the sub. It says something like, this is Mimi. She lives on the east coast of the United States.
Yeah,
I don't know, that kind of.
I took that to mean that, like, after, like, the last series, she moved to America, and this is her, like, moving back for a bit to, like, attend her cousin's wedding in Japan.
Yeah, because she's got her last name, it's, like, Tachikawa, which is Japanese.
Makes sense. So, yeah, Digimon! So, yeah, these were some episodes, alright.
They're the character building episodes.
Yeah.
They're okay.
Like, 2/3 of them I were, like, actually into. Like, 2 out of 3 hit pretty hard.
Is the third one the one that was kind of whatever?
Yeah. Also, I heard a bit of an echo in the background when I said hard.
Okay.
Alright, so yeah.
I'll
some
turn it
words
down.
may
I'll
like
turn my
echo.
TV
Yeah,
down a little bit. I'm just trying to make sure I can still hear you.
yeah. I know it's like hard sometimes because I don't speak well.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm
that's
here a
not
little.
the
Yeah,
issue. It's just I gotta keep my TV quiet so it doesn't echo.
yeah. You just need to like get new headphones or something, like new earbuds or whatever.
Yeah, I guess I could plug my earbuds in.
Yeah.
Wait,
Wait, would that work?
I don't have earbuds anymore. I gave them to my mom
Oh no.
because I usually just use earbuds for plugging them into my phone. Um, but the thing is, I got an iPhone and they did away with conventional headphone jacks because they're psychos. I don't know.
Oh,
Um,
that sounds like Apple. Alright, I'll
yeah,
just try and like keep things down a little bit so it like doesn't echo as bad.
it's fine. Like you said, it's not. It's just like when you said one thing. I don't think
Yeah.
it's going to be prevalent enough to be a problem.
Yeah, a bit weird because like I have to blow your volume up a bit, so it's like about equal with like how loud I talk normally. So yeah,
Well,
that's gonna get like boosted a bit. Honestly, I feel like.
am I quiet?
Um, yeah, a bit, but it's like it's fine.
Look, do you have
Yeah,
me turned up on Discord?
not on Discord, but like in the stream, it's like it's fine.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Yeah, like I have it turned
could.
up in OBS, so it's like equaled out.
Okay, I was gonna say if you right click on my name, you should be able to make me louder.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. Like I can
if
hear
you've
you
got
just fine, and like this is all like working. I think.
all right. So, anyways,
Digimon.
yeah. So, what was episode
Episode
four?
4 was like, okay. So,
These episodes could have come out in any order, so I
yeah,
don't
they could have
remember
come
what.
out earlier. They probably should have come out a bit earlier.
Well, no, because they had to establish like the Digimon and the armor evolution thing.
Yeah, and they could have done that with character episodes. This is like, I don't understand why they grouped all the Digimon like together like that. Did like, oh, you just get like all the things at once. If we're then gonna like stop and have like these character episodes anyways.
Well, I told you why.
But it's taking the same amount of time either way.
They gotta establish the armor evolutions so that they can sell toys.
Like, alright, hear me out for a sec. The only way this makes sense right now is if, like, effing, like, TK and Kari are gonna get screwed out of character development, like, super hard in the next few episodes. Like, they just don't get theirs. Because otherwise, it's like the same number of episodes either way. Like, you would have, like, gone the armor forms, like, anyways, in, like, about the same time.
Why do you think that the Kari and TK are gonna get screwed out of character development episodes?
Like, I don't think it's gonna, like, necessarily happen, but that's the only way you can argue that it's, like, more efficient to, like, just shove all the armors, like, up front like that.
They just needed to show off the new mechanic.
Just, like,
the new power-up.
Like, there's no difference between, like, what's happening now and, like, having, like, a Cody episode and, like, a Lee episode for individual things outside of, like, making, like, that second episode feel, like, cluttered as heck. Because, like, you understand what I'm, like, getting at, right?
Not really.
Because, like, say episode 2 is, like, the Cody-focused one, and episode 3 is, like, alright, this is the Yoli episode. And that's where each of them get their individual Digimon stuff, right?
Right.
Alright. Well, we're, like, spending just about as much time on them anyways now. So, like, why weren't we just doing this back then? Like, why wasn't that a character episode instead of just, like, shoving it all up front like that?
Because they need to sell toys.
but like you'd get the toys out at like the same rate. Like it's gonna be like as much time until like the next evolution anyways. There's no benefit. Like we've already wasted like what, like 4 episodes on these characters or whatever, like 3, something like that. Like it makes no difference. Like hopefully this is like making sense to like someone out there, where it's just like, oh, why don't we just have like, you know, a character episode for like Yoli, like episode 2, and like, you know, you could have had like show off the armor mechanic, you know, stuff like that, and like episode 3 have like Cody get his armor thing, and you know, it could have been like about the same as like what we're getting right now, but like it would have been earlier, and then you could have built off of that later. Hello, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I just, as someone who doesn't see a problem, I don't understand what your issue is with this, with the
Like,
structure.
my
How they're
issue
doing
is that they screwed over the pacing of an entire episode and ruined a potentially, like, good moment of, like, linking the evolution to, like, this character development or something. And, like, they're getting nothing out of that. Like, my issue is that it's, like, a badly structured, like, episode 2 early on.
Kids aren't gonna care.
Like, alright, you say that? I'm sure the like a kid watching that isn't going to be sitting there and thinking like, oh, you know, this feels like really cluttered and I wish we had this other thing. But like this is like structure, like, you know, like episode structure, like pacing, all this stuff is stuff that you're going to feel like, you know, on like a subconscious level. Like it does make a difference whether you realize it or not. Like you're going to like it less even if you're not like aware of it. You know, you're going to feel the clutter.
I don't know. I don't agree because I think a kid's gonna be watching it and be like, "Oh look, Vmon, the new Digimon Vmon. Oh look what it turned into. It's big blue flame armor Digimon thing. Oh, it's
Like
cool."
even if you like know nothing about movies, even if you're just like, you know, watching just for the sake of it, like when like the structure of like a scene isn't like well made, like you can feel it even if you're not like actively thinking about it. Like you'll like, you know, get something where it's like, okay, I don't know why, but like, you know, this is like a bit off. And like you might be actually like aware of it, but you know, you'll like feel it. You'll feel the difference.
I don't know. I think you're giving too much credit to like a little kid watching a cartoon to sell toys.
Like, I'm not saying that like, you know, they'll just be sitting there as like, oh hey, yo, like, yeah, I want that to be a bit slower. Like, I want this to be held to it differently or whatever. But like, yeah, you can tell when like there's a million things going on a second and you're not registering all of it.
I get what you're saying. I'm just saying that a kid like whatever
Like,
this unconscious thing is like, oh, I don't like this, or like they're like it feels off or whatever. I know they're not thinking that, but like I don't think that's as big of a factor for someone who's really young watching a Digimon cartoon. Like,
yeah, I feel like there's 2 parts of this, and like part 1 is like, all right, when episode structure and like, you know, development flow and stuff is off, like it will impact your experience to some extent. Like I firmly believe that. I feel like, you know, there's evidence to back that up and stuff. Second part is like kids won't care as much. So if like your thing only appeals to kids, then you've made like a crappy product, I feel like. Like
my thought process is: have you ever been around like little kids and they're like the stuff they want to watch? If you show them like Netflix or whatever.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like kids don't care.
Yeah.
But
They
like,
super don't care.
yeah, it will make like a difference though, whether they care or not. Like, as our little kid, I was just like, oh yeah, I'll, like, show him, like, the, like, All Might scene from, like, My Hero, where he, like, beats the Nomu. And his initial reaction was like, oh, Shigaraki, his hands on his face. This is stupid. Turn this crap off. I really don't want to watch this.
Wait, who did you show it to? What?
It was like, it was like some kid that, like, I forget what it was exactly. It's like, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Okay, it's just some kid.
It's like, but it's like, yeah, kids care about really weird things, basically. Yeah, well, I shouldn't even, like, be bringing up kids. I should just be, like, approaching this 100% purely from, like, my adult brain. Just how do I feel about this? What about death, right?
Well, part of the problems I keep on bringing up is like it's a show for kids to sell toys.
I don't care. What about me though?
I mean, just anytime you bring up some nitpicky detail, like oh man, this scene doesn't feel quite right. I'm gonna say, like, it's
What about the
kids.
20-something, like, armchair film students watching these episodes who are subject to this terrible pacing? Oh, I probably shouldn't drag on about this too much. It's episode 4. Like, the bad thing is I know I'm gonna drag on about this more because of how this episode starts. Because just, like, second one, no establishing shot. And, like, my immediate thought is, like, wait, what's going on? Where are we?
Is this the one where we start with them freeing the Digimon from the cages?
Yeah, it just, like, happens. Like, there's nothing to, like, be like, oh, hey, we're at, like, that costume. It's like, no, we're just there. Just right into it.
Well, the impression I got is just that, okay, they know what they have to do. They know that the Digimon Emperor has, like, prisons or whatever, and so they're freeing the Digimon.
Yeah, like
I don't feel like it needs that much of an explanation.
Serious where it's gonna be like a disconnect between us, like strip. Like I'm acknowledging that now, because like you look at this and you're just like, well, yeah, this makes logical sense. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, couldn't we have gone like a single like shot of like the Coliseum before like like you see them freeing them or like them like going in or something. Like, just something small, it would take, like, like a second or so. Just to be like, okay, here we are.
I mean, it wouldn't have hurt anything. It's not like we haven't seen this little Coliseum before. It's where the Digimon
not,
Emperor
but, like, it's very confusing when you start off with that, and you have to, like, piece it together backwards. Like, it's not as clear-cut as it could have been, is what I'm saying.
So, I'm gonna contradict myself a little bit, where I'm like, oh, kids will watch any stupid thing and whatever. But also, kids are smart enough to piece together. It's like, oh, this is where the Digimon Emperor is keeping his prisoners, and now they're saving them. Like,
yeah, so there's the disconnect, because it's like, you're looking at this, and it's like, alright, well, I'm, like, figure this out, this makes sense. And it's just like, but, this is, like, a basic thing of, like, directing. This is like, oh, hey, where are the characters, what are they doing? And you have the scene. It's like, this is super, like, straightforward stuff, honestly. It's like, you see them, like, walking in the desert, and they're like, oh, hey, it sure is hot or whatever. Just cut to them, just, like, a face shot, and there's like, oh, it sure is hot. And you see them in the desert.
Didn't it kind of happen in season 1?
I'm trying to think, but I don't think that, like, happened as, like, I'm describing, like, that specific example.
it just kind of opens with them walking in the desert, and it's really hot.
Like I'm specifically thinking of like, oh hey, like just second one, and we're just looking at something happening, and it's like, all right, what the fuck is this right now? Like, what's actually going on in like this second? Because it's like just no context. They're just breaking through the bars of the prison. And it's just like, alright. I
Well,
guess we're here.
I'm pretty sure the episode in season 1 or series 1, whatever. I'm pretty sure that it, without any kind of like uh without any kind of setup or like the previous episode showing them heading towards a desert or
No,
anything.
no. I don't need the previous episode to like do anything. I just need like, like some shot that's like, oh hey, we're in a prison before they break through the prison.
What I'm saying is there's no indication that they're heading to this location, and the episode just opens with them walking in a hot desert. Like, there's no setup at all, it just happens.
So
Like,
like
this.
I'm gonna like rewrite this scene real quick in my head real quick, and like I don't know if you'll like agree with this. You probably won't, honestly. But here's why I'm thinking. It's like, I imagine if like instead it was like we saw the Gatsumon in the prison cells, and they're just looking like depressed or whatever. And then like you see the bars like break open and like the kids are there. Like that's a super minor change, but would make like all the difference in being like, okay, I understand where we are, what's happening, and like, like what this scene is, what this situation is about.
I mean, that's fine. I just think it's not really necessary considering we already know this place exists and that there are Gatsumon trapped
Yeah.
there.
It's
Because they assume you've been watching the previous episodes.
it's a very minor, very basic textbook filmmaking thing that's like it's it doesn't kill the episode to not have that. Like, not all. But it does make a very slight difference. Cause like now I just start like confused a little bit and I have to like, work through it. And then like after that I can enjoy the scene. As opposed to like the visual language of like, what's going on, like explaining what's happening. I feel like I'm throwing out some like terms there that like, whatever, it's fine. Like establishing shots, they kind of matter sometimes. It's like it's like imagine if like it's like alright, episode starts, you just see like Vmon like getting knocked out. You don't see what hits him, you just see him like getting knocked out. And it's like, okay, second one, you'd be so confused. You'd be like, wait, what? Where?
A shot like that would usually lead up to the story showing how it happened.
Usually, but what if it didn't? I know it's kind of a bit of a different situation, but what if, like, you're just stuck with the confusion? We never see what does it. Whatever. Point is, they free some Gatsumon.
Yep.
But it's like already like 24 minutes into the podcast and we haven't even started episode 4. Oh my gosh. Yeah, whatever, it's fine. So you like free some Gatsumon and there's like, just leave and there's like, alright, well I guess we have to hide these Gatsumon now. Now we freed them from the Digimon Emperor. And like Cody's like, alright, I got this. Hey, you guys, like, just pose like statues. And it's like, okay, perfect. Done.
Well, don't we get before they head back to the real world, don't we get a shot of an ominous black tower in the background?
Right, yeah, we do. Yeah, the like, we kind of like cut over to what the Digimon Emperor's doing. And like, he just sets up another black tower, like from his computer desk or whatever. He's just like, in the digital world, like, place where there's all the screens. And you just see like a black square just appear on like a grid, and he's like, yeah, now this area is under my control, man. And it just cuts to like, him whipping Digimon and taking slaves. And he's like, yeah, you see that tower? This area is mine now. All of you belong to me. And you see he's got like Gabumon there, and Gabumon's just like, oh boy, this sure does suck.
Yeah. Also, anytime a Digimon shows up that you recognize, it's the partner of the original Digidestined, and not like just a Gabumon or a
that feels
Palmon.
pretty obvious. Even though there are like other Greymon stuff just in this world.
Yeah. It's a little, it can be a little like, wait, is this Matt's Gabumon? And then he brings it up and it's like, oh yeah, it is, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we see him just like, just getting taken prisoner and stuff. And he's just like, for some reason they don't put like the dark collars on, like the evil rings or what they're called.
I think they're called dark rings in the dub.
Yeah, he had put like a dark ring on them for some reason. I guess they're like limited. Whatever. But yeah, it's like Gabumon's just instantly like, hey, let's use our like superpowers to break out of this prison. And
give me just a second.
Alright. Something gone with radar. Okay.
I think I'll turn off my heater, less so because of I'm worried about background noise, but more so because I can't hardly hear you.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's fine. I turned it off.
Yeah, so Gabumon, like, just breaks out of the prison, and it's immediately like there's a red Vegemon there. And like in the dub, the red Vegemon talks with what I assume to be like an impression of like some celebrity I just don't know. Where he's just like, he's doing this weird thing where he like starts talking normally and then he's like screaming by the end of the sentence. And he's just constantly doing food puns. It's like, it feels like something. It's just like, oh yeah, this is probably before my time.
He's probably doing food puns because he's a veggie.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, he's just like, I can't believe that you're all trying to escape. It's like that weird. Like, I can't do it right. I can't even. But it's like, it's so weird and like off-putting. It's like, I don't even understand what you're going for.
Oh my god, how many episodes of season 2 are there?
I think there's like 50. Yeah, I think it's like too shy of like the first series.
Okay. I was looking at the dub episode listing, and I guess it lists it as season 2 of Digimon, so it starts at episode 55. And I was like, what the heck?
Oh, that's amazing.
Like, why are there 100-something episodes of this?
It's like Digimon Season 2, Episode 120. We will never be free of it. Series 3 will never come to us.
Alright. I pulled up the dub episode. I'm gonna take a listen to...
Alright, I'll just keep talking while you're like looking that up, I guess. But yeah, like, Vegemon just starts like whipping Gabumon, and he's like, oh yeah, take your 100 lashes. And he's like, oh yeah, just whip him. And like, of course the dub cuts around it. But yeah, so he like just whips the crap out of him. And like, Gabumon just barely manages to like crawl away, and Vegemon just there like, yeah, I'll get you, like, you'll die for sure, kid. Is the video coming?
Okay, yeah, I have no idea who that's supposed to be.
Alright, I'll just play a clip and like, the YouTube upload, it'll be fine.
Apparently you don't listen to instructions! Who are you? I'm the Digiworld's biggest salad bar, Red Vegemon! I am the biggest and the ripest of all Vegemon. My stink jet attack destroys my enemies with noxious fumes! Try to stop us, Stinky! We're trying to escape, you get to smell my roots! And I have root rot! Smell this! Yuck! Smell it again! That's disgusting! No more, please! You kidding? I'm just warming up! Hey, if you can't stand the smell, then get out of the kitchen!
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Gavon just like, gets washed away by the river or just like, crawls out, barely manages to like make his way to like a TV. And he just collapses and he's like, no, Matt, ugh. And it like hard cuts to Matt. And he's just like, doing his band thing. And like, I don't know how familiar you are with this, but it's like in the sub there's like a music they use for like weird comedic scenes. And he's singing like a rock vocal version of that. And it's like, alright, that's good. That's good.
They're using it.
Yeah, so like the kids just go into the digital world to like save Gavamon. And also we see that Davis is a sister. This is gonna be important for later in the episode, where we learn that Davis is really sucky and he's terrible.
Yeah. Oh no, Davis doesn't like his sister.
Yeah, no idea why. She seems really nice and cute. Like, Davis is a weirdo.
Doesn't treat him the same as she treats other people.
And man. There's something going, yeah.
I honestly don't remember. I forgot he had a sister until I rewatched this episode.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, that's information, I guess. So yeah, they go to the digital world, and Davis is just like, hey, let's just armor Digivolve and blow this place up. And everyone's just like, no, don't.
They'll use the other Digimon as shields. It's like, I don't know, that's dumb.
Yeah, like, it makes sense, because, like, they have prisoners. Like, they don't want this to be a hostage situation. We have to take some tact here. Gotta, like, keep that Ogremon from, like, lifting up a baby and holding him at club point. Like, we don't want that to happen again. And, like, everyone's just sitting there, it's like, yeah, we should probably be a bit stealthy about this. Like, we don't know what their forces are, we don't know what they're capable of or anything. Yeah, we should, like, yeah, there's a better way to do this, basically.
I mean, even if they took the hostages and whatever, like, what are they gonna do against the new kids and also Ty and Matt?
Well, Matt's like Digimon can't Digivolve, and it's also in prison.
What I'm saying is if the tower's destroyed, he could Digivolve.
But we don't know that yet.
Do we not?
No, not yet.
Oh, I thought somebody had explained it at this point.
No, they mention it's like, oh yeah, towers are like radio towers or something like that, but they don't like, Wait, no, they don't mention that, because that's at the end of the episode.
Right. They explain that the towers seem to have a connection to the rings and nothing about the Digivolution. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, for now they're just like, oh, that's a weird tower. Okay, let's free these prisoners. So, like, go off and, like... In the dub, they don't mention, like, the no violence thing until, like, way later. It's, like, kind of... Because they just, like, go around it. But yeah, they, like, just fake having, like, the dark rings on, and they, like, sneak in. And it's like, oh, hey, like, go into your cell, and they immediately, like, just take the guards and bust out and, like, free everyone. And it's like, yeah, that was way more efficient than, like, fighting, like, every single Vegemon in the area. Like, it's so much easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they, like, go on and they, like, free all the effing, like, Gatsumon. Yeah, I feel like the Gatsumon. Yeah, I think it's Gatsumon.
And, Gazimon.
Right, yeah, yeah.
Gatsumon are the rock dudes. Gazimon is the...
Yeah, I don't know why I thought these were also, like, Gatsumon. But yeah, they are Gazimon. They, like, free all of them, they, like, have, like, go off and they're just like, yeah, we have to, like, be careful. And, like, Davis is just sitting there like, yeah, but, what if we just armor Digivolve and just take it? And Matt's like, dude, we have to take care of these things or they'll get killed. We have to be careful. We can't just, like, have just battles wherever, man. And, like, effing...
It's gonna seem cold, but we know the new kids don't know this, but the older kids do. We know that Digimon don't die.
The Digimon
There's very
reincarnate.
little at stake by just attacking.
Like, it still seems like, if we can keep from doing that, that'd be preferable. Like, we don't need to have, like, a hard reboot every time we have, like, allies with us.
There's also the fact that, we, sort of spoilers, we learned that, a Digimon reborn that way. Well, no, we knew this from the first season. A Digimon reborn this way comes back as the same Digimon with the same memories and everything.
Do they have the same memories, actually? I don't know if we are confirmed this.
Angemon dies fighting Devimon, and he hatches and seems to remember who TK is and doesn't seem to have forgotten anything that happened before.
Well, he hatches as a baby, and then TK raises him back up. And, like, sure he acts the same, but we don't know if he lost those memories or not, actually. I don't think we, like, ever get confirmation. Because out there's a remote where Angemon's just like, oh, I've returned or something. I think just, like, he has Digivolves, and it's like, oh, Angemon's back. Yeah, so, I don't know, maybe they actually do lose, like, like, what memories they had, like, before, and they have to, like, just deal with it. Because, like, otherwise, like, every rookie Digimon would know, like, effing thousands of years of, like, things. And they'd have, like, just all this character development behind them that we just wouldn't know about. Because, like, yeah, your Vmon would have, like, the memories from, like, being, like, an effing, like, other Vmon to being, like, another Vmon, like, stuff like that. Going back to, like, the beginning of the digital world, right?
Vmon didn't seem to exist until Davis pulled the egg up.
Fine, you're Agumon then, but it's, like, still the same point, right? It's like, if they retained their memories, then, like, Agumon should have just been like, oh yeah, the, like, effing, like, Apocalypse. I remember him from, like, 10,000 years ago.
What if Agumon hadn't hatched at that time? Digimon are reborn, but they can still have an origin point of, like, original birth.
And I feel like if that was a thing, it will probably come up at least, like, once, right? Because that seems like a major plot point. Also, I just realized just the effing image I have up right now while we're, like, arguing and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's actually kind of funny. Just like, oh yeah, but like film theory and stuff, like cinematography and like, the language of medium. It's like, hard cut to Lee just staring like, So like, crap, where the heck, right, they like, this is where
they're walking up the mountain.
Yeah, and like, in the dub, Davis is just like, yeah, we should just fight, and Matt's like, no, there's a time to fight, and like a time to, be careful. And Davis
says Matt, who attacked Ty in an episode because he was confused.
Yeah, he learned from that. He's better now.
And this is where they bring up Davis's sister.
Yeah, and the dub, they bring it up a little bit, but they don't, like, the issue is more like, oh, Davis wants to fight, and Matt's like, don't you, idiot. And Davis is like, no, but screw you, old man.
Oh, they just replaced the part where Matt has a very strange, violent reaction to Davis saying he doesn't like his sister.
Yeah. Like, Matt's in the sub, Matt's just like, hey, like, if you said that, like, if you were my brother and you said that, I'd punch you for it. Like, respect your siblings, moron. And
it's like, holy crap, Matt.
Yeah, I feel like it's a very Japanese sentiment to have, which is probably why they replaced it.
Yeah, it's like...
But it's like, the response of that, like, the consequence is that Davis just comes off as, like, a hot-headed idiot who's, like, talking back to the guy who's having, like, a logical plan here. And he's like, just shouting back at, like, the old hero for, like, nothing. Like, I have that, like, in the, like, first viewing, just like, boy, I sure do hate Davis now. Yeah, and then the sub is a line where it's like, Kari's just like, yeah, I kind of hate people who can't get along with their own siblings. And Davis is like, oh no, she hates me.
Yeah. Which, let's be honest, while I don't think she hated him before, she's very indifferent to Davis entirely.
Yeah. Like, Davis has two defined character traits, and those are that, like, he's a hothead idiot, and he really likes Kari. And that's all we got.
Yeah. And a running gag is that Davis will say something, or, like,
Davis will
say
be
something.
like, very directly like, hey Kari, let's like go over behind those rocks and beg. And she'll be like, hey, what's going on, Matt?
What's up, TK?
Yeah. She'll be like, yeah, we should take out this tower, TK, let's go for it.
Yeah, immediately after dismiss, like, if Davis suggested it, she would dismiss it immediately, and then TK would be like, "No, I think we should do it." And she'd be like, "All right, TK."
We should go behind those rocks.
I meant,
oh, that's terrible.
Tower,
I just had to.
Middle school.
Yes. Effing. Yeah. So they go off and Vimon's just there like, oh hey, like, Davis was sad, so I need to fight hard to cheer him up and show that I can beat these Vegemon. And Vimon fights a red Vegemon, and he gets his crap kicked in. And because Vimon was an idiot, everyone just gets grabbed by the Vegemon because they lost the element of surprise. And it's like, oh, well, just watch your Digimon get beat up now, Davis. Just, nothing you can do. You're a terrible tamer.
Oh, I do want to point out that while they're being held in place by the Vegemon, Matt has a hand free. Also, they're not blocking Gabumon's mouth, who could shoot fire at them.
Gabumon might be able to help, but, I don't know how much he'd be able to do.
The fire would probably be enough to get them to let go of somebody.
Yeah, probably, actually.
Even if, it's a rookie, but they're Vegemon.
Yeah, whatever, it's fine, just, gotta, watch Vimon get his crap kicked in. No one can help here. just screwed up, Davis. You taught your Digimon the wrong lesson.
Red Vegemon smacks Vimon with his gross fists 99 times before they finally break out of it.
Well, he doesn't, break out, but really just sort of, dodges one, and, the tower cracks, because he, slams his big meat club into the tower. And if that didn't happen, Vimon would have just died.
Yeah, probably.
So yeah, the tower cracks, and it's just oh hey, we can Digivolve again. And Matt's Digivolves his Garurumon. And it Digivolves to Braveheart. And I love that so much.
Yeah, that's something I was gonna point out, was we didn't lose the old Digivolution theme entirely. Braveheart comes back for regular evolution.
Yeah, it's a short version, but it's there. And I just dig that a lot, because it's oh, this is Braveheart is the sound of the old Digivice, and Breakup is the sound of the new ones. Maybe that'll change later when we get XVmon stuff, but screw it, I like that.
Yeah, well, Breakup is specifically, seemingly, the Armor Digivolution theme.
Yeah, for now at least.
Because I bet that when, spoilers, the new kids get normal evolutions, I bet it'll play Braveheart.
Yeah. I'm not you all bet. Because, not they thought of a lot or anything like that, but it's yeah. I'm fairly certain they'll, stick with Breakup, actually. Because, I don't think they're gonna, throw that song away.
Well, they still use Armor. in some do that. Wait, I don't know.
No, I think it just gets like replaced because it's like a temporary power boost. So like champion form is just better.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
I
like
I think that it'll just get replaced with Braveheart, but we'll see what happens.
yeah, like it's kind of hard to know how strong Armor Evolution actually is. Cause like we see him take out champions by like breaking the rings, and it's like I assume it's like, like it's just a big boost of power but lasts like shorter or whatever. But like yeah, it's hard to know how that really compares.
It's just a workaround for a not a crazy big power up like a champion or an ultimate, but
Yeah.
I would say Armored Digivolution is probably on par with champion at least.
Like I'd expect so, but it's like I maybe the natural champion is stronger. It's hard to really say.
I don't know. Red Vegemon's a champion, right?
Yeah, but like so are the other Vegemon.
Huh?
So are the other Vegemon.
Sure, I'm just saying Vemon turns into Flamedramon and beats the crap out of him.
Yeah, cause you're
like effortlessly.
yeah.
I'm guessing Armor might be a slight step above champion, but not quite ultimate. Because anytime they Armor Digivolve, they're able to take down champions pretty easily.
Yeah. That's why I'm thinking. So it's like I don't think they've ever actually been like a champion. They just break the ring, right?
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
it's not necessary. It's not necessary to defeat them because they're all
they're all like
basically.
controlled. Yeah.
But they do take out like 5 Tyrannomon.
Whatever. All right. So
what my thought is, ultimately, ultimate is a step up.
Yeah.
But Armored Digivolution is okay for the time.
You're probably right. We'll have to like get back to that when it's like we get champions and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put like a pin in that for now.
Yeah, they beat the crap out of Red Vegemon, and he becomes unbrainwashed. And
yeah, they destroy the tower.
Curse is foiled again.
They beat his food puns.
Yeah.
But yeah, they like beat the tower, and it's like, oh hey, when you destroy a control tower, then like the like area just gets the ability to like digivolve again, and they all go back to like the real world. And Cody's just sitting there like, hey, these Gatsumar are like brushing their teeth and like clogging the drains with rocks in the dub.
I was gonna say, what?
Yeah, they're clogging the drains with their rocks.
Okay.
I don't know how that works, but they're doing it.
I mean, is he implying that they're using the bathroom? Because
he's implying they're
sure
like brushing their teeth, and that somehow clogs the drains with rocks.
I don't know. It's a stupid dubism.
It's so dumb. Man, they just like gone with their lives, and it's just like, oh yeah, Davis, you're so bad, holy crap, you burned your episode. I cared like not for you a second.
Jeez, Davis. This is a recurring trend. Davis is kind of bleh as a leader and a character.
Yeah. Hopefully that changes in the sub, because like the sub is definitely better, but it's like Davis is definitely like the weakest of the new cast. And that includes Kari, who's like a perfect neutral 0.0. Because, like, you could not get a more neutral character right now than Kari.
Yeah, Kari seems to be just kind of tagging along, but she's one of the older kids, so you already have a bit of an attachment to her.
Do I?
Well, the viewer typically would. Like, she doesn't need as much backstory because she had she was part of an entire other arc.
Yeah, after Kari just becomes a Digidestin, she's just kind of like milquetoast the whole way through. So it's just like, oh yeah, Kari, alright, I guess she's here now as a plot device. And now she's no longer a plot device, so she's just there in the background. Just there's Kari doing her thing, I guess. Just
I mean, well, yeah.
I have
But
way
we're
more
gonna
of an
get,
attachment. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, episode 7 seems to be a very Kari-focused episode.
Yeah, hopefully that'll like change things because I did see the preview. I was like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I have like a way more of like an attachment to Galmon than I do to Kari, because Galmon feels like way more of an actual character.
Yeah, I won't disagree with that. Gadomon's got more character than Kari does.
Yeah. So episode 5. So like Kenyo, he's like taken over this Arctic zone, and Wormon's trying to give him a coat, but he's like, nah, screw off, let me whip these like Gizmon.
Wormmon being too good for Kin.
Wormmon is like legitimately the most endearing character in the series.
Yeah.
He's carrying this entire show on his little worm back, and he's trying to hold it up, but there's only so high he can stand. So,
Where did Wormmon get that coat?
I guess he just like had it around. Did Wormmon make the coat? Because we know he can like shoot like strings out of his mouth. He has like sticky thread because he's like a silkworm.
Yeah, silk thread.
Did Wormmon make this coat for Kin out of like love and data from like his own being? And sew it together night by night on his own.
I mean, it's a possibility that he literally created a coat for Ken because he cares about him because he's his partner.
Yeah, he's like, hey kid,
Ken just,
I
like,
knitted
kicks
you
him
a
or whatever,
sweater.
and it's
And he's like, screw off.
Ken's the worst.
Just warm up. He's just like in the dark tower with like a sewing machine. He's just like, oh, I'll really get this right this time. Oh boy. I'm sure he'll just love this. And he just makes Kid like a pair of socks. And Kid's like, no, get lost. I need to whip these beings into subservience.
To whip these Gizamon.
I've gotta like watch two Gatsumon just like punch each other's faces apart and then like write code to restore their faces so they can re-punch them apart again. Wormmon just sulks off. He's just like, oh, yeah, maybe if I made some cocoa we'd feel better, just need to make some hot chocolate. He's just like the most innocent crap. Just like it's like, hey Ken, I found these books about Digimon. I thought you might like them. And Ken just like burns them for fuel. And he's like, hey, what was that? Man. But yeah, Ken's just using Gizmon to like just slave drive and like builds things for him. Like he's specifically building a prison.
Yeah.
And
Gomamon's there.
Yeah, like in the sub, Goemon specifically like, hey, can't you tell they're tired? Gizmon can't walk well on land. And like Ken just like whips him. And he's like, hey Gizmon, like whichever one of you like beats this Goemon gets a break. Do it.
Yeah, that's exactly how it goes down in the sub too.
I was talking about the sub.
Oh, I thought you said dub.
No, sorry. In the dub, he's just like, oh yeah, I'll cut you a deal if you take him out. And we just get, like, no reason why they're listening to him. Where, like, in the sub, it's, like, way more apparent that it's like, nah, the Digimon Emperor just has control over this place. Like, he has, like, champions and stuff, there's nothing they can do.
Yeah. So the Gizmon beat the snot out of Gomamon, and Wormmon's like, so you'll give him a break, right? And he's like, no.
Yeah, which is somehow cut out of the dub.
Really?
Yeah, the dub, he's like, okay, here's your reward, and he just, like, enslaves them. And there's nothing about, like, the break.
Oh.
I have no idea why they cut it, but, like, they did.
Yeah. Here's the thing about that scene is why in the world did he not just have them under the effect of the black rings anyways, like from the start?
Like, maybe Ken just gets off on knowing he can do this without, like, mind control. I would believe that. And he's like, alright, now they're my slaves, you know, and now they'll, like, work harder. So yeah, like, Goemon crawls off. It's like, it's basically the same thing as the last episode, you know, he's all wounded, he's like barely escaping, and he's like, oh, look, a TV, oh, if only Matt can help me, and he just falls over.
Joe.
Yeah, I was doing that on purpose. That was completely intentional.
Oh, okay.
Because it's the exact same scene. Yeah, so it's like, oh hey, we have to, like, try and, like, save Goemon now, and Joe shows up with his provisions. And they're gonna, like, go off to the digital world. But it's like, oh no, like, Cody's not here, we have to go without him. Because he's got kendo practice. And, like, in the dub... Oh boy, like, So
I'm
do
gonna
you know
guess there's no mention of kendo.
Do you know what Choo Choo Jelly is or whatever?
What?
Cause, like, that's what it says in the sub, doesn't it? That he's addicted to Choo Choo Jelly or something, like, Cody's grandpa.
Oh, I think, okay, so choo choo is like the, Japanese onomatopoeia, for, like, kissing.
Yeah.
And so he was doing, like, a weird, like, oh, you want that or whatever, and Cody's really confused or whatever, and then he pulls out a juice box and he's like, nah, I mean, or, like, whatever it is.
Yeah, I have this, I have this branded jelly.
Yeah.
It's really good.
And then he, and then, like, it shows him drinking and he's doing the same, like, kissy face he was doing before. I think it's just a weird joke.
Yeah, it's like a weird word pun. In the dub, yeah, of course that would translate. So instead, it's just randomly all about that prune juice.
It did look like a juice of some kind.
And, like, Cody's grandpa's just like, hey, want some prune juice? Come on, prune juice, it'll prune you up. And Cody's just like, what? I don't understand, old man. I respectfully do not understand your joke here. He's like, nah, come on, prune juice. And he's doing the weird face and stuff.
Yeah. In the sub, he seems like a smarter person.
Yeah. Like, essentially, it's like the point of the scene is that, like, oh, Cody's, like, distracted because he's worried about his Digimon stuff and his, like, tamer duties. And, like, his grandpa's just like, hey, listen, you have to learn to, like, decide things for yourself, and you have to, like, find your own path and, like, stand up for yourself sometimes, basically.
Yeah,
and he's like,
his grandpa's very understanding without trying to pry into the details. He's like, okay, he's got to do something. I don't know what it is, but it's something he's got to do.
Yeah, he's like, like, you should, like, pick what's right for you right now. Like, your grandpa's the same way, or sorry, your father's the same way. He had a very rigid blade, but, like, he had to, like, learn to choose what, like, he needed in the moment, basically. And Koi's like, alright, yeah, thanks, Grandpa, like, thank you so much. And he just runs off. And Koi just shows up in the nick of time right before they're ready to leave.
Well, first we get to another shot of Davis being unlikable.
Right, yeah, because he hits on Kari again.
Well, there's that, but I mean Armadillomon's baby form. I'm not sure what it's called.
Right, yeah, because he just hits him in the head.
Yeah, he's like, where's Cody? And then Davis is like, he's at kendo practice. He's like, what's kendo? And he takes, like, a rolled up piece of paper and smacks him and goes, Men do kote!
Yeah, and he's like, that's what kendo is. And, like, effing...
Yeah.
Armadillomon's baby form is like, I think I get it.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I have an explanation for the Min Dokote thing.
Yeah.
Because there's a translator note.
Yeah.
And apparently you call out the part of the, like, in Kendo you wear like a suit, kind of like an armor.
Yeah.
And apparently you're supposed to call out the part you're about to strike.
Yeah, alright, makes sense.
Or maybe you call it out as you hit it.
Alright,
the translation thing just says Kendo suit parts named when striking.
Alright. That makes sense, I guess.
I was curious about that because the Kendo guy in Kill la Kill, when he's attacking, he yells Min Dokote repeatedly.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah, and what he's doing is he's yelling out where he's striking.
He's striking everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, like in the dub, he just like doesn't have that. He's just like, he just hits him. He's like, yep, that's what Kendo is.
Okay, so in the dub, it does show Davis smacking the crap out of him.
Yup.
And it is just like a rolled up piece of paper, but like
it's like a newspaper.
Yeah, the way he's smacking him, it looks like he's hitting him hard enough for it to be like it might hurt a little bit.
Just Davis attacking a literal baby with a rolled up newspaper.
Yeah, and he's like, "Why are you doing that?" Well, that's Kendo.
Oh man, like good thing he wasn't like off to fencing practice.
Oh god.
just busts out like the thumbtacks.
Oh, you know what? That scene with Davis hitting Cody's Digimon, that actually happens before the scene where Cody's practicing with his grandfather.
This is a little out of order.
I've got the episode running like muted in the background.
Yeah, just stab your friend with a thumbtack while shying on guard and be like, "Yup, that's fencing." I'm sure that'll go over amazingly.
Yeah.
Also, please don't actually do that. That'd be terrible. Okay, so you go in the Digimon world. Oh, wait, first there's like a gag where it's like, they're about to go off. And, like, Joe just walks in and they all just stare awkwardly and start freaking out. And there's like, oh crap, we have to, like, hide our Digimon.
There's actually a weird line from, I think, Davis when they hear the footsteps and like, they hear the footsteps and he's like, those aren't Cody's footsteps. And I'm like, how does he know that?
Yeah, Cody's a pretty small kid. I'd believe it.
Yeah, I guess Joe would have heavier footsteps than someone as small as Cody, but
yeah.
I don't know. It seems like a weird distinction to be like, he can tell?
Yeah. Yeah, little known fact. As dumb as Davis is, surprisingly good hearing. He's amazingly perceptive.
Yeah, I guess so.
You can, like, just listen to your footsteps until, like, you can tell, like, how old you are and, like, whether you're, like, a man or a woman. It's really an amazing talent. So Koi, like, shows up. And he's like, alright, let's go. And they like
There's
go.
also a thing where Cody keeps trying to introduce himself to Joe and he keeps getting cut off.
Yeah, that's super weird. Because he's trying to be like really formal. Like that's Koi's whole thing, it seems. He's very like rigid and like he's very polite.
Yeah, you mentioned that it seems like Yoli and Cody got their it seems like they got their crests mixed up or something, and I believe it.
Yeah.
I was like, in the first 3 episodes, I was like, whatever. I'm sure they'll do something with it, but it's just kind of cementing itself more that Yoli's the smart one and Cody's the good kid.
Yeah, Yoli's like, she's literally like a computer hacker. And Cody's over there just like, he's like, he just cares about everyone too much to like, act out, basically.
He's super respectful.
Yeah, he like, he's very sincere, he just loves everyone. He just loves so much, though. So yeah, like, they go to the digital world, and it's like, oh, hey, we have to, like, get to that tower, and, like, we can't digivolve, and it's freezing, and it's like, oh, hey, there's Gomamon. Alright, how do we get to that tower?
There's Gomamon buried under the snow.
Yeah, so they just, like, build a bobsled out of trees.
Which, to Davis's credit, was his idea.
Yeah, you know, that's true. I'll give him that much. He knows when to make a sled. That's a good idea.
Everybody's like, how are we going to cross this gigantic snowfield? And Davis is like, alright, you got some rope?
Yeah, let's do this. Yeah, if Davis was more of like a plan guy, then like I'd respect him so much more.
Yeah, more of Davis being like having kind of good ideas every now and then would be great.
Yeah. Yeah, so you go to the tower, and it's like the Digimon Emperor is just there with like just a firing squad of Frigimon.
Which seems to be punching air bullets at them.
Yeah, they're punching the Sub-Zero Ice Punch. Isn't that how it works?
I don't know, I thought they fired ice out of their hands or something.
Nah, you just punch the cold air, I guess. It's
I just realized they carved
fist, but with ice.
I just realized that with their sled, they carved like sled runners and everything.
Huh? Yeah.
like it makes sense because they need something to tie it to, but I don't know. It's just a weird detail that they carved out the like the runners on the bottom to.
So, question. Like, Yoli has a flying Digimon.
Yes.
Why are we approaching by
so
flood?
Does TK.
Yeah, why are we approaching by like sled and stuff, just flying there?
I don't know.
I feel like that would give us more mobility.
Even if they stuck with the sled thing, why are Wholesomeon and Nefertimon not pulling it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
For it.
Like, just Pegasusmon's a literal horse. Just like Wholesomeon, Pegasusmon, done. Like,
oh yeah, friggin' Wholesomeon, yeah.
Yeah. You just need Wholesomeon, really. Like, you don't need every single rookie to pull the sled.
Yeah. Yeah, Wholesomeon's a big, strong griffin. I think he'd be strong enough to pull the sled of children by himself.
Yeah, he'd be fine, honestly. Like, he's got this. Man, so they start slowing off, and it's like, oh, Frigimon firing squad. And it's like, oh yeah, you have to like run past the Frigimon, let's speed up. They don't matter, we just need to take out the tower, basically. So it's like, alright, awesome, strategy. We're like getting crap done.
And then Ken is like, alright, Frigimon, blast the hillside in front of them.
Frigimon, stop their strategy by using strategy. And it's like, oh crap!
Which makes sense, he's supposed to be a smart kid.
Yeah, like, so far, Digimon Emperor's, like, got the plans. Like, he's been making the smart moves this entire time. Like, I feel like there hasn't really been a moment where it's like, oh, the Digimon Emperor is, like, so dumb or whatever. Except for... And, like, I kinda wish I brought this up, because, like, it's a bit late, but it's like, yeah... Except for when they took out the first tower. Because, like, you see an after scene where it's like, alright, you know, Greymon is Digivolve. Like, Agumon's Digivolved into Greymon because they have that one space. And he goes and takes out another tower. And it's like, I can't believe I didn't bring this up. Because, like, that's so, like, this is so huge. Because every single one of these towers these kids take is, like, enormous. That's an entire...
Not really.
Not really?
Well, oh wait, you mean the tower is enormous?
No, like... Alright, so you take out Control Tower. That's a space you can now digivolve to any form from. And just go across the map.
So here's the thing. There's actually kind of a scene about this, where they take down a tower, and Ken is like, well, that one's not strategically important, whatever.
He says that? I don't fully believe him. Because, alright, just imagine for a second, like, Tai shows up, he's like, alright, let's get these towers out of here, you know, we've got the map, let's do this. Just, hey, War Greymon. Just fly around and just wreck every tower in this area. Done.
Well, for some reason, the kids don't feel inclined to digivolve their partners to Mega for some reason.
Yeah, like, even if you're just, like, an Ultimate, you know, like, you know what? If you're just Champion, that's huge, because, like, there's what, like, we'll, like,
Greymon could rampage across the land, destroying towers, no big deal.
So, like, we have some Planet Afternoon, and it's like, okay, we have the new Digidestin, you know, it's like, what, there's 4 of them. Let's say 3 of them. Let's say it's just, like, the original 3.
They do it at night.
Yeah, all 3 of you just, like, yeah, it's come at night, you know, armored Digivolve your Digimon, and we're gonna get, like, on top of you is, like, Ty, Matt, Joe, effing, like, Kari, and, like, TK, just digivolving all their stuff to champions. And it's just like, alright, we have what? That's like 5, 6, we have like 8 characters here, 8 champions, like 5 champions, 3 like, you know, armor forms. Let's just, you know, let's just get a direction. Every tower east of here, gone.
They wouldn't even have to ruin their schedule of going to school. Like, do it on the weekend.
Yeah.
Because Ken doesn't go to the digital world at night.
Just like, oh hey Sora, bring your Bergermon. Now we have like 9 people to do this. Let's go.
We have so many people who could fly now.
Bergeron, just fly everyone out to, like, you know, the white space. Like, let's Digivolve our Digimon, like, the middle of this area. And let's just wreck shop to every tower north of here. Like, he's so screwed, it's not even funny. It's just like, oh, I've got an army of Tyrannomon that can, like, all be taken out by, like, 1 attack. And we have, like, 9 champions, essentially. Just all converging on, like, a location north to just wreck, or, like, better, like, all spread out in, like, 9 different directions. Just every tower in the immediate area. Gone. There's, like, a diameter of, like, you know, white now on this map. Where, like, you have to rebuild bit by bit.
Yeah, and by the way, while you're trying to rebuild, we have the ability to fight at full power.
Yeah.
What, are you gonna fight us with your Wormmon?
All the slaves in this immediate area, just gone, just like that. Like, they're all free now, and they're all helping us fight you, and attacking other towers. Just got all these Gizmon, yo. Like, screw it, we'll just have to attack this tower like a space north. They can manage that, I feel like. A Beedramon? Yeah, he's got this, yo. He's got defense, he can help out. Done. Just like, Kim looks at this one space and he's like, alright, that's not an important area. And like, he's so, like, the second they take that space, it's over. You should have been on that, man. This problem is getting out of hand. You're losing so many pieces.
Well, you gotta keep in mind how supremely confident he is, because he thinks he's better than everybody.
Oh, I totally believe he's confident. He is fucked.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying, like, when he's like, oh, there, he's not strategically important, whatever. It's like, it's him being like, oh, I'm infallible. They can't beat me in the end anyways.
Yeah. So I think I'll, like, exactly the reason why this happens like this. Because, like, you know, if you were, like, looking at this from, like, the, like, you know, bomb up, right? Like, if you were doing this from scratch, you could just stop and be like, okay, you know, if your Digimon's, like, evolved with a Digivice and you go into a tower area, they're back to rookie. You could have had that happen.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem to do that.
So here's one thing. It's like, they probably could have done that. That would have 100% been legit. But then, can't have got him on, can we? Gotta have that recognizable champion form. Therefore, all champions can just exist in the tower area. Like, that's exactly what this is right now.
Yep. But they can't, they're not gonna show Salamon for some reason.
Yeah, show Salamon, you cowards. No, do it. I want the salmon. But is that why it's called that? Because it's like actually like, fish, cat, Salamon.
No, because it doesn't have the word salmon in it. It's Salamon, Salamon.
It's so close though, isn't it?
Not really. I don't know
Not
what the
really.
name origin. I don't know what the name origin is, but
I remember there's a time when I was a kid. I was just looking like a history book, and they were talking about like salmon, and I was like, "Oh yeah, Salmon, cause Digimon." Wait, what? That's a thing? And I was so confused. But yeah, so Frigimon like just use strategy and like cause an avalanche, and there's like, alright, we have to swerve to avoid this. And because they swerve, Cody gets thrown off into like a lake of ice and should have died. Cody should be so dead right now.
Okay, Salamon's name in Japanese is Plotmon.
Right, yeah, that's a thing. Right, forgot about that.
Named after the dog it's based on.
Wait, named after the dog?
A plot hound dog.
Huh. So dog into cat, into angel woman, into dragon.
Yeah. Salomon, let's see, where's it at? Named after Terry Lee O'Malley's pet cat.
But's a dog.
Look, I don't know.
That's so, like, alright. Is Galmon's line the most nonsense of, like, any main Digimon? Any, like, main tamer Digimon?
Yes.
Yeah, because I feel like if I was just looking at this and I didn't know about the show, I'd be like, oh yeah, this is super non-canon. Because it's like, everyone else is like, oh yeah, dinosaur into bigger dinosaur into dinosaur man. Got it!
The weirdest one aside from Solomon's evolution line would have to be, who's it? Oh god, my brain is dying.
Oh, well, it's fine. Welcome to the club.
Joe, Gomamons.
Right, yeah.
He turns from like a seal thing to like a big, fluffy, whatever Kakumon is to...
Yeah, it's like a walrus.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it's like a fluffy walrus, and then we get fluffy walrus with a hammer.
Well, unfluffy walrus with a hammer.
Yeah, not fluffy walrus with a mustache.
Yeah. And then he becomes like the big Viking walrus with like dual like maces that are like chained together like nunchucks. Like Vikingmon totally has like ice chucks. And Vikingmon's so goofy. I guess that does make sense, really, because, like, I guess, like, Gomamon could be, like, a baby walrus or something.
I think it looks more like a seal than anything.
Yeah. I feel like going by that, it's like, oh yeah, Pamon's line, because it's like, whoever Pamon is into Angel. Yeah, no, maybe, eh.
I don't know, he's like supposedly Patamon is a holy beast.
Yeah. I've heard he's like a pig. I've heard he's like,
it's a
like,
pig bat.
Yeah, like a light bat or something. There's a lot going on with Patamon that I don't understand, really. Like, yeah, everyone else is, like, pretty self-explanatory, isn't it? At least for now. And, like, it's like, oh yeah, it's like dog into cat into angel and into dragon. And its side form is like an Egyptian sphinx.
Yeah, Solomon's evolution line is wacky.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, the only, like, common through line is that it makes no sense. Alright, so, like, Cody falls into the icy water, and, like, he presumably just dies, except not really. We fish him back out. It's like, geez, like, this is so off topic, but screw it, we're already, like, over time. But yeah, this is so off topic, but it's like, have you ever watched, like, Man vs. Wild or whatever?
Mm-mm.
There's apparently a bit where it's like, oh yeah, Bear Grylls, just like, he's just walking around, he's just like, with this cameraman and stuff, and he's just like, oh hey, watch this. And he just jumps into like frozen icy water and just climbs back out to like show them how to like get out. And he's like, yeah, if you're like in water like this, you'll be done in 30 seconds. So I need to climb out really fast. And apparently, like, they got the shot, and they, like, turned the cameras off, and reportedly, it's like Bear Grylls then, like, stripped down naked, and just rolled around on the snow. And they're like, what the heck are you doing? And he's like, oh yeah, this is how you dry off so you don't die. Because, like, the snow will dry you, and you, like, just go off and you, like, dry your clothes off and get dressed again. That's how you survive. And they're just like, oh, well, crap, we should have recorded that.
Yeah.
There's like, yeah, that would have been great TV. And there's like, well, can't really ask him to jump back into the icy lake, so...
I mean, but I guess in the instance of the show, like, if you can get a campfire going fast enough, that's probably fine too.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, never knew that. That's interesting to know. I would not expect that to work, honestly. So, like, Cody just, like, goes off and he's like, just sitting in his, like, soaking clothes next to the fire with Joe as, like, everyone else, goes on to take the tower. Because, like, we can't leave this kid defenseless as he's, like, dying. And
Cody's like, no, let me run out into the cold in my soaking wet clothes. I want to fight.
Yeah, Joe's like, yeah, come on, don't do that, kid. I'm a doctor. So, can we just, like, acknowledge for a second that, like, Joe being a doctor, like, actually getting through with that is the most fitting thing ever?
It's a pretty good thing, yeah.
Yeah, like, that's just so up his alley, really. I don't know, just want to mention that for a second. So yeah, like, meanwhile, like, everyone else is, like, fighting Frigimon. And we cut back to Joe, and, like, the Digimon Emperor is just there. And he's like, alright, I'm just gonna kill the sick kid while he's off on his own. With my Shellmon! And, like, Shellmon just appears. And Joe's like, alright, Gomamon, like, keep him busy. We need to, like, draw this battle out. Like, just play defensive. We got this.
Despite the fact that Cody's right there and can armored Digivolve at any time.
Yeah, well, it takes him a bit, because he's, like, sick and dying, presumably.
All he's gotta do is say a thing.
It's really hard, though.
All he's gotta do is say Digimental up.
Those are very hard words when you're dying from, like, exposure. Yeah, so, like, he sort of goes out, like, they're keeping Sean distracted, but it's, like, not working. And he's like, oh, right, Digimon, do the thing.
Also, I want to point out something that I didn't notice. Digimon has 6, like, appendages.
Right, yeah, he does. Yeah, because he has the 2, like, stomach, like, arms.
Yeah, it's really easy to miss. It looks like he's... Yeah, they're not folded. They're just kind of...
Yeah, they're dark,
they're
so they don't
small
register.
And black, so they kind of blend in with his stomach.
Yeah. Yeah, I honestly like Digimon's design. Like, it's a cool one.
Not gonna lie, I like it more knowing that he has regular hands. Because that's something that bugs me with the design of, like, a Digimon or a Pokemon or a monster or whatever. And it's like, oh, their hands are something unwieldy and unusable as appendages.
Yeah.
But with Digimon, he's got his 2 hands that are just drills, but then he's also got hands he can use for everyday things.
Can you imagine if, like, Garurumon just had, like, normal wolf paws? And, like, you know, there's no fingers, you can't, like, crunch it into a fist. It's like a wolf paw, and he just has to, like, slap things. Just, like, slapping the crap out of dudes with his wolf paws.
Oh, I mean, he's a wolf, he'd have claws, so he'd scratch them.
Just scratch slap them with, like, you know, the pad. Oh, man.
Yeah, it's jumping ahead a little bit, with the hand thing. Like, I just pointed out because there's a scene where Digimon is holding Cody and protecting him.
Yeah, he protects Cody from, like, Shellmon, who's just slamming his palm down on him.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh, he's got 2 extra hands I never noticed.
Yeah. Digmon's just a good guy. Yeah, so, like, Shellmon's, like, just slamming his palm down. He's like, nah, just come on, I'll get you. And, like, you cut to Wormmon as he's just watching this. And you see his eyes just sort of, like, you know, just move a little bit. Like, they shimmer a bit, right? And it's a small detail, but it's like, oh, like, he doesn't like this. Like, very kind of, like, you know, openly. Yeah, so, like, Digimon just, like, you know, shoots the, like, ring off of, like, you know, Shellmon. And he's like, alright, yeah, we did it. We've got this. And the
a giant lobster comes flying out of the ocean.
Yeah, effing a Beedramon, who is always just a weird, crazy nobody I never think of.
I forgot it existed until this episode.
It's such a cool design, though. I kinda dig it. Like, just a big lobster dragon.
It looks like it would be a virus type. It's a data type, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Champion, isn't it?
Yeah, it also apparently doesn't have any forms after it.
So it's like one of the things I kind of appreciate about this, that it's like, oh yeah, you know, the digital world, like, reset, you know, most of the characters died. So now it's like, alright, yeah, you know, everyone's starting from scratch, and that's why there aren't any ultimates around there just being enslaved. Because, like, unless it's, like, you know, like, an ultimate we knew to exist, it's assumed that, like, everyone else, like, had to start over, and there hasn't been enough time to get to that level. Because, like, maybe I'm reaching, but it's like, yeah, because in the first series, it's like, you know, you start on the island, and you, like, move to the continent, suddenly, like, oh, hey, there are ultimates everywhere. Because, like, you know, yeah, of course there'd be on this larger continent.
Yeah.
Yeah, you there?
I'm here.
Alright, sorry, I was just, like, quiet for a bit.
No.
But yeah, so, like, Beedramon just grabs Digimon, just drags him into the ocean. And, you know, like, effing Joe's just like, man, I sure hope the others beat that tower fast enough. And they managed to do it, and, like, you know, effing Kakumon saves everything, and they beat the Digimon Emperor. And it's like, alright, you know, episode done. Like, Cody finally gets to, like, say his introduction and stuff, and they go back to the real world. And it's like, alright, yeah. You know, that did a lot for Cody.
Also, they're leaving the old Digimon partners to, like, defend the areas or whatever.
Yeah, it seems like, basically. Like, generally in rookie form, too. Like, for the most part.
I think the implication is that if they're in an area that doesn't have a tower, they can digivolve by themselves.
I don't think they'd do that without a trainer. I don't think that would, like, work.
I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, we end off, it's like, yo, do you remember how, like, the sub handles this ending scene?
No.
Where it's, like, Kid and Wormmon.
Oh, where he's like, Wormmon, what do you think I have in store next, or whatever, and Wormmon doesn't say anything because Ken told him to shut up.
Yeah. So in the dub, you know, Kid's just like, time for plan B. You remember that one, right, Wormmon? and Wormon's just like, oh, is it to be friends with, get along with everyone? And Kin's like, no, that's not plan B, you idiot. And Wormon just says, I never learned to spell. And it's like, oh, poor effing Wormon. He's too good for this show right now, holy crap. Right, so episode 6. So how do you feel about Mimi?
She's fine.
This is
I mean, like in the original series, she's whatever. I'll just say it now. She's okay in this series so far.
yeah. Oh, this, like, the dub was kind of good. Like, I like the dub episode well enough. The sub episode is like effing hilarious. Oh,
There's some weird parts in this episode.
yeah, so everyone's just sort of like getting their stuff together, and there's like, oh yeah, you know, like, we're getting ready for like a big picnic. Don't ask where though, but we're doing it. You know,
Yeah.
and they're like, yeah, we're just gonna have a picnic in the digital world, and we're gonna sneak into school for it, because that's just a fun thing to do. So they're like sneaking over, and like the dub like adds lines to the scene where they're sneaking.
Oh boy.
Yeah, because it's like, you know, Kari, like, TK and Davis are all like crouching. They're just like, yeah, gotta crouch so we don't get caught. And like, Yoli walks past just standing, just like, yeah, whatever. And she's like, yeah, I don't care, there's no around. And Koi just walks past normally. He's like, yeah, I'm too short to crouch. I don't have to do it. The sub, it just plays out like, you know, without dialogue. I'm not sure which one I kind of like better, honestly. It's like, yeah, no, I feel like the joke's kind of funnier when you don't explain it.
Before we get to that, we get a shot of Davis's disgustingly like trashed room.
Right, yeah. Right, because we see his trash room and there's like kanji on the screen. Because they just gave up trying to hide it.
Yeah. Well, how do you explain digital language in the real world? And also, it'd be too much. Like, it's too much work to edit out that, right?
Yeah, I think at some point someone even says something like, oh, hey, Mimi, what are you doing in Japan? In the dub.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of hard to hide that, huh?
Yeah, because she comes from, like, Japan, and you look at the Digivice, and it's like, yo, kanji, and she switches it to, like, New York time. Right, yeah, she switches it off of New York time onto, like, yo, kanji or whatever, and it's like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Or wait, no, it says, like, Tokyo, I think. Yeah, whatever, it's fine, it don't matter.
Hold on. Like I said, I've got the episode pulled up.
Yeah. Point is, like, Mimi's come to Japan for, like, her cousin's wedding. And, you know, everyone's all set to go into the digital world. And they just hear someone calling and they all freak out. And they're just like, no, we have to hide the Digimon. They're just like, crap, how do we hide him? And, like, Mimi just comes in. And they're like, oh, crap, she's seen us.
Okay, so... Sorry, but, So yeah, here's the thing. The time says, like, 8-something PM EST, and then she changes it, and it switches to Tokyo.
Okay, yeah.
Also, is that her Digivice? I guess it is. I thought it was just like a watch or something.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Well, looking at it, the design, I think it is the Digivice.
Yeah, that's assumed it was.
It tells time.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Like, you know, why not? Just add that to the list of things that Digivice could do. That's probably, like, one of the most logical ones. Just functions as a watch. Done. Just, you can even tell time on the Digivice. Oh, it's such an amazing invention of technology.
Now I want a clock, like a watch that's just a Digivice.
Yeah, it's just like, yo, it has to be clip-on, because, like, it has to be, like, the band and, like, the Digivice clips onto it, and that's the watch.
Yeah, I hesitated to call it a watch because I wouldn't want to wear it on my wrist. I would want it. I
Yeah.
would want to like attach it to my belt loop or
It
something.
has to be like a clip-on thing and just like attached to like a watch band. But you'd also like put it in like, you know, like a pocket or something, or like, you know, clip it wherever.
Yeah, I'm sure those exist somewhere.
It probably exists for like $599 US. But yeah, so Mimi like finds them with their Digimon. They're just like, oh crap, and she's like, oh, are you going to the digital world? I heard about that. And they're like, oh, okay, she knows.
Yeah. Well, the older kids are like, oh yeah, we know Mimi. She was one of the previous Digidestined.
Yeah, don't worry, like, your secret's still intact. If that was a teacher, though, you'd have some explaining to do.
You guys are really bad at this.
Yeah, you're kind of terrible, actually. You're kind of just terrible in general. Well, mostly
the
Davis.
Older kids were there too.
Yeah.
So.
I was thinking back to, like, yo, just when the original kids were having to, like, hide their Digimon, and the baby just grabs, like, Yukamon's, like, antenna and just starts, like, jacking it. And it was like, oh, hey, we have to, like, makeshift a ventriloquist performance. And everyone's just like, oh, whatever. Guess that's normal. Like, honestly, you know, people don't care about their Digimon. It's like, whatever, you know, it's fine. Just let people know.
As long as you can pass them off for stuffed toys, then you can get away with it.
Like, you could just show Vmon to someone, and it could just be, like, hopping around, like, oh, hey, I'm a Digimon. And people would just be like, oh, that's neat, and they just move on. I fully believe people wouldn't bat an eye at that crap. Like, people won't bat an eye unless it becomes a meme. That's the only way. So yeah. They like go to the digital world for a nice picnic, and they're just like, oh yeah, this is like, you know, like we took out the Digimon Tower here, so you know, it's fine. Like this is an area that like the Digimon Emperor does have control in, so you know, we're just gonna do something nice here for a change, you know? Can't be like finding this place that, you know, we just want like have a nice little time, really. And they just like, they basically like stumble into like the ground collapsing. And it's like, oh hey, Yoli and Mimi are just off on their own, and there's a big like black tower there. And it's like, alright. Just no getting around this.
There's like an underground forest or something.
Yeah. Like, which is always a cool idea, I think.
Also, I want to point out that there's a weird part where when Mimi first shows up, where she gets an introduction, like she's a Digimon.
Yeah, like, no, the arts haven't got that, have they?
No, they've only done it with Mimi.
Oh, wow, that's actually kind of funny. I didn't catch that. Because I was just like, oh yeah, this is like the other ones, right? And it's like, oh, no, it's just for Mimi. Just, you know what? That does make sense, doesn't it? Of course it'd be Mimi.
Yeah, it's just a silly thing. Also, Yoli keeps trying to push this bingo thing. I don't know.
Oh, I did actually. I knew Mimi said at the end. I didn't catch she was trying to push it.
No, Yoli is.
Yeah, I didn't catch that Yoli was doing it.
Yeah, she's like, Digidestined, bingo, or whatever, and that's like the cue to jump into the computer, and she keeps getting interrupted.
Oh, man, alright. Good you caught that, because I would've.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh yeah, whatever.
And Mimi agrees to go with them, and she just goes, bingo, bingo, bingo!
Yeah. Oh yeah, I should mention it's like there's a weird bit where it's like, oh yeah, they're like going to the digital world. And you see the animation play, Theater, it's just like the bag in the background just goes to the screen super huge.
Yeah, for some reason they include their bags.
Oh, it's such a weird like addition.
Which, to be fair, I guess you could argue means they're not wholly reusing assets.
I guess.
I guess they could just layer the bag behind their animation that's already there and then just blow it
Yeah.
up. I don't know.
That's honestly super easy to do. Like, I could honestly do that, like, myself.
Yeah.
Like, in fact, screw it. I'm just gonna, like, add that in somewhere, just somewhere in the YouTube upload. And just, I don't know what I'm just gonna be, like, just dumb nonsense. It'll probably just be, like, crap I have, like, lying around. Like, screw it, I'll just, like, replicate that effect. It'll be fine. It'll just be, like, a fun little bit.
Also, when I'm watching these, I need to pay attention to the top of the screen occasionally, because I realized that the sub I've been watching, they did another translator's note or whatever, explaining Golden Week.
Right, yeah, because that's why they're doing the picnic, because there's like, oh yeah, school's out, let's have fun.
Yeah, and it's Golden Week, for anyone who doesn't know, it's just a string of holidays during the first week of May.
Yeah.
In Japan.
Just a week off.
Yeah, and the kids don't go to school for like that entire week.
Yeah, so Yoli and Mimi are just separated from the others. Just immediately they just run to the Gekomon, cause screw it.
Well, because Mimi has a tie to them.
Yeah, they just appear. They're just here now. Don't worry about it.
Also, sorry, but I'm gonna jump back a little bit again.
Yeah, it's fine.
There's a scene where it shows them walking up a hill, and it's not showing their legs, and the walking animation's kinda jank.
Yeah, this series has had some jank animations, honestly.
Yeah,
I feel like my bar for that isn't super high, just knowing it's like, like a weekly like animated thing in like the 90s, and you have the big complex Digimon designs and stuff. There have been some ones like you'll see Sneemon flying and you can tell they're just moving the model, or like the image, Tyramon just comes into frame and you just tell this took the still and just moved it up and down. There's been a few things like that, really. Also, it's just like, anime, you do what you have to do.
Also, back to the whole thing where, Kari basically, I think Kari knows that Davis likes her. Because it seems like she kinda speaks up to manipulate that a little bit.
Does she?
Yeah, because TK is just like, hey, Davis, can we stop and have lunch? And he's like, is it a little too early? And Kari's like, I'm getting kind of hungry. And then he's like, all right, we'll stop and eat.
Yeah. All right, makes sense.
I don't know. I feel like Kari knows.
Yeah, she's probably not that ignorant, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so their picnic gets interrupted. It's like Yoli and Mimi are just being chased by the Gekomon, and it's like they get whipped up by the vines. And Mimi's just immediately like, oh, Palmon? And she just gets dragged off.
Yeah, they just get yanked into the bushes by vines.
Yeah. It's like
Yoli and Hawkmon have no idea what's going on.
Yeah. Oh, I just like that little... There's a lot of, just funny little likable Mimi moments in this episode. Well, really likable moments from, everyone, it feels like. Because, Palma and Mimi just start crying as they reunite, and there's they're hugging, they're making a big deal out of this. And for some reason, in the dub, they replace the joke they do make with oh no, my vines are tangled up in your hair. Alright, let's pull apart on 3, okay? And they separate. In the sub, they're just oh, Mimi, I'm so glad you're here. And she's like, yeah, I'm so glad I'm here with you, Palmon. Palmon's just like, yeah, you came to save me, right? And Mimi's like, we came to picnic.
Yeah, and then the music cuts out, and Palamon's just like, the digital world's in danger, and all these black towers and whatnot, and you're here to have a picnic?
Yeah. Mimi's just like, yeah, well, I mean, when you put it like that...
Well, in Mimi's defense, she didn't really know.
Yeah, this is just a spur-of-the-moment thing. I just like that's the justification of, this reunion. It's like, I didn't even trash search for you. We were just here on like a luncheon. We just appeared and like happened to come across this.
Yeah. And to be fair, we know that Mimi was hoping to see Palmon.
Yeah. Because of course she was, but it's just a funny little thing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man. So yeah, they're like, oh hey, just cut to the Digimon Emperor. It's just like, alright, what should we say after? He's like, oh yeah, how about these ones? Just sends the Roachmon brothers out. So they just like scurry up, of course, like Yoli and me just like, have the big like, oh, bugs, because a girl or what. Yeah, it was the 90s, it was a different time.
I don't think they have that reaction in the sub, do they?
Yeah, in the sub they're like, oh crap, cockroaches.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, they're like ew cockroaches. Right, okay.
So like,
also, what are they called in the sub? Or what's their original Japanese name? Like Godemon or something?
Yeah, Godemon, something like that. That sounds right.
I'm skipping ahead to find out.
Yeah. It's what's on my mind, like, just, there's like a manga going on right now called Act Age. There's just a female character in that who's like, like, I'm gonna get to spoilers or anything, but like, people probably know what I'm talking about. There's like, oh, they're so like pretty and perfect and stuff, and you like get to their house, and it's like, oh yeah, no, I just really love bugs. And I just have like just a room full of like all my bug pets, and like a guy just walks by, and you hear like ominous noises, and he's just like, oh well, screw that room, I'm not going in there. It's like, it's such a fun little bit. Just
all
like,
right, so
yeah.
Roachmon, also known as Gokimon.
Right, it was something like that.
Yeah, is another Digimon without a next form.
Huh. Yeah, makes sense. Like it is Roachmon. Like, roaches are already perfect beings.
Yeah.
Roaches can survive effing anything.
They're immortal.
You can drop like a nuclear bomb on a roach and it'll just crawl away and it'll be stronger. You'll make it more powerful. You can try stomp on and it will get better. It will get stronger from the it's like a Saiyan. Like, you're just pushing it one step closer to the Super Roach form, where it takes revenge on humanity. Like, you've killed its people and it is justified in getting revenge. You are the villain here. Like, they will more than likely, like, put their own in that hyperbolic time chamber and then run off to munch on, like, use, like, toilet paper or whatever.
Also surprised to learn that Roachmon has appeared in video games.
Yeah, that don't surprise me, actually. I can't name any he's in, but he has to be in, like, at least Dusk and Dawn.
It is.
Okay, awesome. Is in, like, I don't think it's in, like, Next Order, is it? Probably not.
I don't think it said it was in Next Order.
Yeah. Next Order is, like, some nutty crap. Like, they have, like, effing Melgreymon Blue. Like, it's effing Melgreymon Blue and just a bunch of bullcrap I've never heard of before. Like, they've got effing, like, Garurumon and Garurumon. Like, parts of that game are nuts. Yeah, so like the Roachmon just show up and there's like, hey, we're the Roach Brothers and yeah, we'll like take you out together as a team. Oh yeah. They're just like I think it's called like Dust Attack or something, like Fairy Dust Attack or something in the sub.
In the sub, it's called Dream Dust Attack.
Yeah. In the dub, they call it the Garage Sale Attack.
Yeah, or
that makes
Garbage Dump.
Yeah.
Garbage Dump Attack or something.
No, Garage Sale Attack.
Well, it has two different names.
Oh, alright.
Yeah, one's called Garbage Dump, and that's just where they throw random bits of trash on them, and they're like, "Oh, they just threw trash at us." And yard sale bomb is where they drop all the heavy crap on them.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a weird distinction, but that's what the wiki says.
So he like uses it, just drops garbage on 'em. And there's like, oh, alright, well that's mean. And there's like yard sale bomb. And you just see like an effing piano just crash into the ground. I considered using this like pic just so badly, this still. Because there's just an instant where you see the piano and you see like Yoli and Mimi in the background, and there's like, oh god. And they like just run off as they're just dropping effing fridges and crap on them. And it's like, yeah, that makes sense. That's like more fitting for like a champion lull technique, honestly.
As far as garbage type Digimon go, yeah, that's a pretty effective attack considering they usually just throw poop.
Yeah, just the ability to just drop a fridge on someone, and that's just the end of it. Like, that is a murder attempt. There's no getting around that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, they just escape from all the falling, like, furniture and crap, and they're just like, alright, well, we have to, like, fight back. And, like, Yoli's this weird, like, shoujo dream sequence. Or, like, Mimi's just like, oh man, their brotherly, like, connection is too strong. We can't beat their bond. And Yoli's like, oh, if Mimi was my sister. It's this weird as heck thing where it's like, oh, they're both, like, princesses together or something. And you just come back to reality, and Yoli's just, like, got this weird smile on her face, and she's just, like, holding her hands and just, like, grinning it up awkwardly. And Hawkmon's just like, hey, maybe we should fight back.
Big lesbian vibes.
Oh, it's so good. It's like, it's something like straight out effing like Ultra Despair Girls.
Yeah, one of Toko's dream sequences.
It's literally like Toko fantasizing about effing like Byakuya. That's the hard vibe we're going with here.
But yeah, Yoli gets Hawkmon armored Digivolve.
Yeah, and he starts like fighting back, and Moo's just like, oh, you're so cool though. Like, there's a lot of just really good character stuff this episode, honestly.
Yeah.
Just little like character moments. So yeah, Alsamon just fights off the effing like Roachmon. And it's just like Moo's like, oh hey, I've got an idea, lure them over this way. So she, like, lures them over to the tower and uses one of the spotlights, which are apparently, like, actual spotlights, to, like, blind the Roachmon and make them just, like, attack the tower. And it, like, cracks it. And then it's like, take it out, basically.
And I believe that there are just spotlights around. It's the digital world.
Yeah, makes sense. I just wasn't aware there were actually spotlights when I first saw it, because it was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they blind the Roachmon and they crash into the tower.
Yeah. So, like, they take out, they save the day and stuff like that. I think, like, Palmon turns into Togemon, just punches the tower out.
Yeah. Needle Spray is originally called Prickly Bang Bang, I guess?
Yeah, that was, like, always a thing.
I didn't know, because, like I said, I never watched the first season.
Yeah, I should, like, pull that out, honestly, because that's, like, a weird thing. It's something like Choo Choo Bang Bang or something.
Prickly Bang Bang.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, Needle Spray's a better name.
Honestly, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so we get an ending bit where it's like, oh yeah, we freed the Roachmon! Yeah! And they immediately start, like, bickering with each other. And it's like, effing Yoli and me are just like, oh, well, they seem to get along much better when they're under control. Like, maybe, maybe they should have just, like, maybe this wasn't the best idea. Maybe they're worse off like this, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's like, you see like, me just like, oh yeah, Togemon, like, guard this area and stuff, as, you know, she just stays in, like, champion form. And I assume that, like, Palmon's just gonna be a Togemon forever now. Because I assume she can just hold it. But it's like, yeah, Togemon's just the guardian of this forest. And it's like, alright, awesome.
Yeah, I believe that the partner Digimon from the previous adventure, I would assume that they're strong enough to hold champion if wild Digimon
Yeah.
can do it.
At least some of them, I'd assume. At least some. But yeah, like, honestly, it's like, yes, looking back, first episode, a bit better than the sub, still really rough, I think. Like, they could have timed that up, they could have, like, you know, made Davis way more likable, but it's like, you know, they're trying, but it's just not working on me. Like, second episode, you know, solid, like, effing Cody episode, you know, did a lot for that character, I respect it, you know, they made things work. Like, I consider that, like, a good episode, like, episode 5. Episode 6? Yeah, no, that was great. I love that.
Pretty good. Kind of weird. It's a good one, though.
I love the weird. So, yeah, like, any final thoughts, I guess?
Nah, not really.
Nah, alright. I should probably also mention, it's like, it's weird that, like, controlled Digimon are still sentient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, free will seems like it would be a problem.
But nah, it's, yeah, they're just evil now. Don't think about it.
It just changes their disposition, I guess.
Yeah, it just makes them subservient. They follow the order to, like, attack intruders. Alright, so yeah. Like, that's the stream, and I guess I'll see you all next time. Later!
Later.